E.T. phone home.
I'm just having some brewski beers in my Mojo Dojo Casa house.
Wendy, I'm home.
There's no place like home.
I'm home!
Hello and welcome to the House of Cinema podcast. I am your host, Joe Aragon. With me today, as always, Claire Curtis and Sydney Volpe. And in the house today, a conversation on Bride Hoppers, the double feature of the century, they're calling it.
Oh,
Wow.
The double
I've been
feature.
thinking Hop the Bride.
Oh, Hop the Bride?
Bride
I don't know if I like
Bride
that.
Hoppers is good.
What do you like more, Clara? You have to choose a side.
Proper?
Broppers? Broppers is good.
I like broppers. Let's do
Broppers?
broppers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Secret third option, Broppers.
Secret third option.
How many people did the Broppers double feature that's not House of Cinema crew? Like how many normal people did the Broppers?
There are dozens
double
of
feature?
us. I
To be
feel
fair,
like a
I
lot
didn't
of our
even-
listeners did.
Yeah.
Okay, that's generous of you.
Maybe not
Bride-
the same night.
No, the Bride isn't getting a lot of buzz. Well, it's getting buzz, but it's not getting a lot of people walking in that door, sitting down, watching it, as opposed to Hoppers, which seems to be pretty popular this weekend.
Although, anecdotally, my roommate's friends were over yesterday and I went to a special screening of the Hoppers, or Hoppers, not the Hoppers.
Yeah, just Hoppers.
And they were giving out free pillows of Mabel as a beaver afterwards with a little blanket inside. Our cat loves it. But so that was on the couch and they're like, oh, did you see Hoppers? Did you like it? And I was like, yeah, it was fun. And then they went, oh man, because we went to the movies the other night and we were going to go to that, but we ended up seeing The Bride instead. And
they were unhappy about that.
They seemed a little, not that they
Aw.
regretted it. They were like, yeah, it was okay. But I think they were a little bit like, I want to see Hoppers.
Interesting. Sid, you were not planning on watching Hoppers until we kind of convinced you.
Well, yeah, I think, Joe, you were talking about like, ooh, Hoppers is going to be really buzzy. And it
It's
seems
gonna be
like,
hopping.
yeah, we want to be talking about, what people are seeing. And that was why I saw Hoppers, yes. But I had seen the good reviews of it. I probably would have gotten around to it eventually. I was looking at Pixar because I'm sure we'll all have questions about it later.
Oh, yeah.
I always see them. I've seen the Pixar movies.
You've seen
Oh
them.
my God.
I
was
That's the
like-
most-
I was like,
don't
I've
watch
seen them all.
animation.
I have a lot of questions, don't worry, tailored for some Pixar
Ooh.
conversation. Hoppers does seem to be the buzzy film of the weekend. It was, I believe, announced as the best opening for original film since Coco, which is really exciting.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's been a lot of conversation circling Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride as well. However, those are more negatively charged, I would say. But we'll talk about both. We'll give them both their fair share of conversation this episode, and then we'll end the episode as we usually do with a Q&A, which I can preview for you guys now. Actually, no, I won't. I'm going to make you listen to this whole episode first, and then I'll tell you the Q&A.
Yeah.
So, or you can just skip to the end, whatever you want to do.
Whoa.
Anyway, so today's conversation on The Bride and Hoppers, there will be spoilers involved in both these conversations. So there's your warning. Here we go. Before we do that, what do you think the vibe was this weekend when you went to the movie, Sid? Do you think people were excited for The Bride? What were you getting out there?
It's hard to say. I saw The Bride, what was it, the Tuesday before it came out at an
that's right,
early
you did.
screening. And yeah, they were trying to do, I don't have my Bride sweatshirt. I was wearing the Bride sweatshirt on the Patreon. So
You
can
were.
subscribe to our Patreon to see my Bride sweatshirt, among other things. But yeah, they were doing like swag, and I think like a lot of influencers were invited and stuff. So they were definitely trying to like get people hyped for the movie. But I feel like going into this weekend, the early reactions have just killed like any semblance of that excitement. Because a lot of people, I think, were really excited because everyone really not everyone, but a lot of people really loved The Lost Daughter and were really excited to see this like crazy take on The Bride of Frankenstein from Maggie Gyllenhaal. But it seems like people are just thinking it's like too much of a risk to spend the money on something so divisive, I guess.
What are you getting out there, Clara?
Well, I was going to ask, do you guys think too the fact the movie got delayed made people more wary about seeing, like, do general audiences clock that as like a bad sign ever, or no?
I don't think so, because I didn't even remember that.
I
that
didn't remember it was
Oh.
delayed either.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out last fall.
Was it?
Right.
Mhm.
Fascinating. Well, I wonder if the excitement for this movie, I'm trying to pinpoint where it's coming from. If there is excitement for the movie, where is it coming from? Is it coming from Jessie Buckley being involved? We can talk about her and kind of her catapulting to stardom. Not to imply she wasn't a star before,
Right.
but I think there is a pre-Buckley Hamnet and a post-Buckley Hamnet. And we can talk about that in a second. Are people excited for The Bride because Maggie Gyllenhaal is attached to it? Or is it the proximity to GDT's Frankenstein and kind of this revival, this resurrection of the interest in Frankenstein? Is that having and pushing people to go watch The Bride at all? Like, I'm trying to pinpoint, if people were excited for The Bride, what was it they were excited for?
Yeah. Or are people Frankensteined out?
That's the thought too, maybe.
Well, from a personal perspective, yes, I am
Yeah.
Frankenstein out. We can let that guy go for a bit. But maybe we can't speak on anyone else's behalf. But if you were excited, what was the excitement stemming from for you?
I have to admit, I was not excited.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
My excitement went down more and more as we got like closer to the release, and I think that was a little bit more than anything because I was just seeing the trailer so much, and I was kind of like, oh, I get it. I don't want to.
Here
tired.
comes the fucking bride.
Yeah, here comes the
motherfucking
motherfucking bride. And I'm like, okay, like, cool. So it did kind of come down to like, normally I'm seeing the new releases like on a Thursday, like, or as early as I can. But The Bride, I waited until Saturday to see it, which was a little bit of a shift for me. But it worked out because my theater was pretty packed and I saw it pretty early on Saturday morning, actually. And I was surprised there were so many people there. I had the impression that people came in hopeful and a lot of people left laughing,
Oh, no.
which is maybe not a good sign.
Well, maybe don't end your movie with a Monster Mash. I don't know. There's a
no,
suggestion.
that's fun. I like
is
we did
fun.
that.
I'm just saying, if you don't want people laughing as they're walking out, that might not be.
Yeah, maybe they were
The
laughing
move.
with the movie.
Oh, maybe.
That, you know what? That could have been. I didn't eavesdrop
The
enough
Monster
to know.
Mash.
Yeah, so I don't know. I was feeling more wary than excited for this one, I think. How are you feeling?
Well, Sid, I feel like you and I were both saying we were excited for this movie.
Yeah.
I believe, and maybe someone can pull the records of prior podcast episodes, I had been on record saying that The Bride would be a better movie than GDT's Frankenstein.
That sounds
And
familiar.
Well, they're about
maybe
the
we
same
should
in my
reveal.
brain.
Oh. Yeah, not a huge difference for me. They're very different movies, and I
Very
like and
different
dislike
movies,
them
yeah.
both for very different reasons. but
Exactly.
Exactly.
yeah, I think we were both excited. I was excited in the way that I'm like, that trailer is insane. This looks like it will either be the best or the worst movie ever made, and that in and of itself is exciting.
Yeah.
And I did think Maggie Gyllenhaal would, I think, make more interesting feminist commentary than she ultimately did with this film.
Okay, we'll jump into that in just a second. I do
Yeah.
want to point out that like my excitement was stemming from, I think Jessie Buckley is an exciting actress. Obviously, Christian Bale is Christian Bale, one of our best and brightest actors working today. I love The Lost Daughter.
Yeah.
However, not to like, well, actually, Sydney at all.
Whoa.
People hate that movie.
Yeah, actually, people do,
Do
not
they?
like. Yeah, people do
People-
not like.
But I
The
feel
Lost
like
Daughter.
the people who I feel like I was hearing a lot of like, oh, I loved The Lost Daughter, so I'm excited to see what Maggie Gyllenhaal does with The Bride, and
What
less
nerds
like,
are you hanging out
oh,
with?
I think that's
Well,
more our
in the
our
film.
like circle.
but I didn't. What I'm saying is that I didn't hear, oh, I'm not excited for this because I hated The Lost Daughter.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what The Lost Daughter for Rotten Tomatoes? And again, I always have to give a disclaimer.
I really
Yeah,
am
take
in
this
my
with a
bubble.
grain of salt.
Because some people might be listening for the first time. Like, these guys use Rotten Tomatoes. This is just
For fun.
get an idea.
Yeah.
If you know how to use Rotten Tomatoes, it's not a terrible source. Critic score, audience score for Lost Daughter. Maggie Gyllenhaal's debut film, I think.
Yes.
I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Critic score, what do you guys think it is?
What is like 54?
Add 40%.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think critics, it's high. It's probably like.
I just gave you the number exactly.
Oh, I didn't do the math. I wasn't listening enough to do the math.
94.
What, 94?
94%.
It's that.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying like audiences hated it?
Audience wise, yeah, I'm guessing it's probably like 47.
Sid, what do you think?
52.
56.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
People do not like that movie.
No, not
and
at
it was
all.
on Netflix, so it was easily accessible.
Exactly.
Had some big name stars attached to it.
Yeah.
Coleman, Buckley, Mescal, Dakota Johnson's in that movie.
Yeah, she is.
And I remember talking about that movie online and the amount of people who were like, I hate that
It's
movie.
bad. Yeah.
It's slow,
Damn.
it's boring. And so I don't know how many people went into The Bride thinking, even connecting the two, if we're being completely honest. But I wonder how many people saw The Bride, didn't like it, then now made the connection and are now going, oh, I'm not a Maggie Gyllenhaal person.
That could be.
I think there's a surprising amount of people who are probably doing that.
Wow. She's going to be
we'll
like
see.
the next M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, you think? That's a fascinating
That's
comparison.
a fun comparison.
Vulgar altruism.
As for The Bride, here is your consensus. You guys can give a little bit of a guess for Rotten Tomatoes here.
Okay.
Concocted with all the restraint of a mad scientist's experiment, The Bride lurches in so many different creative directions that overall effect is both sloppy and inspired.
That's a good consensus. Actually,
That
I
is
like
a
that.
really good
That's pretty good.
consensus.
I like it. I
Wow.
like it. I'm surprised they didn't say stitched together like a monster.
That would have made it
We got some
perfect.
puns in there.
Take a drink every time you see a letterbox review that says stitched together.
No, they need to take a shot every time someone says, this is like the Joker for
Oh,
girls.
yeah.
Oh, I was gonna
Right,
say
folio, duh.
every time
Yeah.
someone calls it a big swing.
Yeah.
I like the phrase big swing. I think
I like it too.
I
But
think it's appropriate.
it's appropriate. What do you guys think?
Okay.
I was going to say it right now.
It's in the 50s.
Joe?
Joe's too
my
excited.
bad, my bad.
I'll guess 57.
56.
58.
Yay.
Audience score?
Does that have a
God.
consensus?
No audience consensus.
no.
You know what I will say anecdotally is that I did my review on TikTok and Instagram, and there are a lot of, not to like profile, but it was looking like millennial white women were commenting like, I loved it. I was like obsessed with this movie. So there definitely are a lot of people who are super on board with what this film is doing and like had a blast.
That
Okay.
makes sense because it is doing some nods to like riot girl culture, which is like
Yes.
so millennial. Like,
I can see that. Yeah. I mean,
Also-
this movie
yeah.
has its shooters for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Undoubtedly, there are people out here who are loving it. I saw a comment somewhere calling it this year's or this decade's Jennifer's Body. and
Yeah,
that
I
in
saw
10 to
that.
15 years,
Whoa.
it'll be reassessed in that lens.
I
I
don't
don't
agree
know
with
if
that.
I agree with that.
I don't
don't
know.
agree with
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You know what?
but-
And I don't know if I did this with you guys or with people at the screening, but I did accidentally think for a moment that this was produced by Diablo Cody because we were talking about how Forbidden Fruits is produced by Diablo Cody, which is premiering at South by Southwest and has that same sort of like pop punk kind of aesthetic.
It's
but
bubblegum
I don't know-
fuck you.
Yeah.
What?
Bubblegum fuck you.
Oh,
Bubblegum fuck you.
Bubblegum. Yeah. Yes. But I do think that Diablo Cody's I don't know. I feel like that's like a little too general. I didn't really find it to be true.
I don't find it to
Kinda
be
had that
true
vibe.
as well. Also, Jennifer's Body, I feel, maybe I'm wrong. I was alive then, so maybe I can remember. But I feel like the consensus from critics was positive, and maybe just took a second for the rest of the world, audience-wise, to figure it out. This
I
is kind of the
know-
opposite, in that critic consensus is like mixed.
Yeah, I just remember I know that Jennifer's Body because we did an episode on Jennifer's Body on the Patreon. I remember watching interviews and Diablo Cody was like, yeah, when it came out, everyone thought it was going to be this like sexy Megan Fox movie and
Yeah.
it ended up being what it was and they kind of rejected it immediately. But yeah, I don't know how much of it was critics and how much of it was like frat boys.
Yeah,
I know
can't
that's
remember.
a good point. I don't agree with the comparison. I think it's a false equivalency there.
Yeah.
That being said, the movie still has shooters, and I think
For sure.
an anecdote about who's supporting it and who likes it, that makes sense. I mean, it does
Yeah.
kind of echo those sentiments of that time.
Yeah.
Right. So that was to say, I feel like I was going to guess like 72
Ooh.
Wow.
audience.
I'll
okay.
guess-
Am I wrong?
No, you're like almost there.
Oh.
Oh,
Price is Right her. Price is Right her.
Well, I was gonna guess. Oh, well, that was
Which direction?
73.
73% is
No
correct.
way!
Yeah, so I mean, over 70% of people watching this have given it a positive review, which
That's
isn't
pretty good.
not terrible.
Yeah.
Again, when movies like The Bride come out, the loudest voices tend to be the minority.
Yeah.
It feels like it looks like most people are watching this are at least having a decent time with it, which I don't think is pretty crazy at all.
No.
Yeah. And I will say a lot of what I'm seeing on Twitter, especially, is from people who have not seen the film.
That's the
They're
thing,
all just kind of
too.
talking about it and they haven't
Yeah.
even seen it.
You know, they wait for like 3 people to react and then they take whatever they're saying and like feed off of
Okay.
that and like
Right.
pull their assumptions from there.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
What'd you think of The Bride, Sid?
It's a fucking crazy movie, man. What do I even say?
I don't know.
I will say in my screening, people were reacting. The reactions are so like polar opposite to this film that almost every single decision the film makes, you have one or two reactions. You're either like cringing and you're like, ooh, that's like, I don't know about that. Or you're like, you know what? Fuck yeah. Like when the big, like the Bride title card comes up and it's this like, you know, electric like light display and it's just really going for it. I was like laughing. Like I was like, yeah, like, okay, I like it. But I'm sure there were so many people in the audience who were like, what the fuck was Maggie Gyllenhaal thinking doing any of this? And I feel like that's why so many people are landing sort of in the middle. I was watching the movie just like completely enthralled with like every decision that was made, even the ones that I thought were bad. And I think that's worth something. I think it's really worth that. It is a big swing. It's a really ambitious film. And so I like enjoyed watching it, but thinking about it after, I'm like, wow, there's just like a lot about this that didn't work. And yet I'm so fascinated by it and kind of excited by it as like a piece of art anyways, you know? So I was like, it's such a conflicting, crazy movie to watch. And I feel like you guys sort of had similar experiences.
I won't speak on Clara's behalf, but I will say that really encapsulates how I felt watching the movie. There are so many moments where a scene would happen and the scene would then end. And I would sit there and think, did I like that or did I not like that? I can't tell if that was cool or if that was the most uncool thing I've ever seen. And there are so many moments where I find myself very, very like enamored by what's happening. I love the way it looks at times. And then the next scene, I'm like, ooh, this is like, I feel awkward and embarrassed for you in that moment. And that's the entire movie, like in a nutshell. And it's really hard to articulate and pinpoint like the exact issues I have with it. It's one of those movies where I can find myself like, I would turn this on again because it's that confounding to me and try to understand what exactly I love and don't love about it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Clara?
I'm in a similar boat where I'm just a little like confounded by the movie as a whole. I think I land very much in the middling space, but I also feel like weirdly protective of the movie in a way because it is just such a bold decision to like make something this out there. And it's exciting to see that, especially when like it's coming up through like a major Hollywood system. Like we know that's kind of a tricky space to work as a filmmaker, and I think it is fascinating that something this like all over the place is able to make it through all the way. And I think too, like part of it comes from the fact that the marketing hid what is arguably one of the biggest parts of this entire movie, which is that Mary Shelley is this phantom possessive, like
that's how the movie opens up.
Yes, this entity that's like taking over our central figures, like body and mind and voice throughout the movie. And I think it's really interesting that they hide it, and then it also is such an essential part of the movie. So like, I think part of my like disorientation comes from like not expecting that at all and having to kind of deal with what I think the movie is trying to do because of that component, which I'm a fan overall of the Mary Shelley bit.
Okay.
You don't like it?
Yeah.
Well, this is where I'm glad you brought this up because it's funny how the discombobulation starts immediately with this movie. Sitting down and it opening up with like the opening monologue from Mary Shelley, played by Jessie Buckley, I was not expecting.
Yeah.
And I was, you know, by myself thinking like, what exactly is the aim here, the goal here. And not only is it just in that one moment, but she appears several times in the movie as like this phantom, like you said, possessing Ida, also played by Jessie Buckley. I don't know if I like it, mostly because it confuses me a lot. And I don't know if I like this fantasy versus reality that Maggie Gyllenhaal is going for. I don't know if I love that. I also find that the Mary Shelley character in the movie tends to over-explain what's happening in the film too often. And I don't see what purpose that serves. And so that's kind of my hang up, is that it both confuses me, it jars me, and I find it to be a bit repetitive for what the movie's going for.
Gotcha.
How did you feel about this reveal, Sid?
So you have to sort of reorient yourself for a moment because you're just expecting something totally different. And I just looked up, I wanted to quote our friend Zachary Lee, friend of the podcast.
Good. I was going to do this too.
Yeah, I looked up his review here because he said something I really, really loved. He said, really taken by the framing of this and how it portrays the act of adaptation as invocation and necromancy. I thought that was so interesting. It's almost hard to like get to the like. There's so much going on in the movie that I almost like really want to see it again just to parse through exactly what's going on, because it feels like it changes every 10 minutes and there's like a new layer added to what's happening. But yeah, the Mary Shelley thing is so interesting because it's like she can't rest. Like her vision has been like co-opted by all these different people and she wants to take back her agency and autonomy as an artist, and she's doing it through Ida. The other interesting layer of that is that Maggie Gyllenhaal is speaking for Mary Shelley through this film. And so it's like, oh my God, this is like, you automatically have my fucking respect if you're even attempting this and just kind of like presenting it as a thing that you're doing. We kind of saw it with Hamnet, where I think people have issues with that sort of thing, where you're like making assumptions or doing like speculation about like this person's life who you don't know, and everyone has their own relationship to, and you're kind of claiming to like understand how they think or like know what they would want or what they would feel. But that's not actually what you're doing when you do this. It's kind of using Mary Shelley as like an idea of like ownership over your own art and things like that. So I think it's fucking crazy. I mean, it's insane. And I think I like it too. It's a little confusing. You're like, okay, so she's possessing Ida. Like, did Mary Shelley know that she would become the bride? Is Mary Shelley like writing this as it's happening? I don't know if it's even totally clear, but I think it makes the movie a lot more interesting.
I think so
it makes
too.
it interesting, but I think the lack of coherence makes it a struggle to watch for me.
But I feel like there is coherence in its usage, in that like it's almost showing us the subconscious and conscious way that art specifically like influences the way we navigate life. Because like for Ida, it is a very subconscious, like Mary Shelley is like repossessing her body without her like permission essentially, and it's taking her over like so abruptly. Whereas like Frankenstein is this guy who's motivated by the art he's consuming, specifically from an actor. And so it's a very conscious choice to like frame the way he looks at life and love through the lens of a movie. So it's interesting to see like the different ways art can like impact the characters.
I mean, maybe it's coherent on like the plane of ideas. I just think simply from like a narrative structural point, I'm very confused about, okay, so is Mary Shelley, do they know who Mary Shelley is? So she's a ghost possessing this person named Ida. Then Frankenstein shows up, and it seems that they recognize who Frankenstein is, and they acknowledge that Dr. Frankenstein was a real person, but he was a person written by Mary Shelley. So is he a real person? Like I'm literally just confused. That's what I mean by it's incoherent. I'm just confused from a storytelling standpoint.
I don't think you should be thinking about it.
I don't, because even doesn't he say that the female doctor he goes to is like the author of Event Horizon or something?
Yes,
which I think is also not
the one directed
accurate.
by Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yes.
Not that movie.
No.
That is the Ida joke made in this movie.
No, boo, I like the Ida joke.
Ida would love the Idaho joke.
So yeah, I feel like it is supposed to be taken as this like fantasy world where all of these things are happening and it's mostly like metaphorical than something we're meant to like dissect and connect everything together through. But I mean, it's fine if people aren't like comfortable with that as a viewing experience, and if that sort of bothers you. I do think that film is a complete mess. It's a complete mess. There's a difference between like if I think about it in one way and I think about each individual idea on its own, I'm like, that's super cool and exciting. But then when you think of how they all come together as a whole, you're like, what? Like, that did not happen. Yeah.
Let's talk Jessie Buckley. She's in the news a lot lately, either for her acting or for her hatred of cats. Pick your poison, I guess. Which is, by the way, not a serious topic at all. And we're not going to be conversing about cats at all. But we will talk about Jessie Buckley as an actress, because I really believe there is a pre-Hamnet Buckley and a post-Hamnet Buckley, in that she was obviously a talented actress pre-Hamnet, was in films that people love. People love I'm Thinking of Ending Things. People don't love the movie Men, but they love her in the movie Men. She's had a few other roles. Women Talking. She was in that. She was in Chernobyl, I believe, which was a hit on HBO.
Oh, she was in Judy.
She was in a movie where she plays a country star. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh.
Wild Rose?
Oh, Wild Rose, yeah.
Yeah, Wild Rose. So that's pre-Hamnet Buckley. We're now in post-Hamnet Buckley. She's going to win an Oscar the week this episode is published. I say that fairly confidently, and I think we can all agree.
Yeah.
What happens next for Buckley? And I guess to preface that question, do you like her in this movie? That's maybe the first question we need to answer.
It's an
Sid, how you
important
feel
question,
about her?
because a lot of people are saying that she is truly awful in this film.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with
How
that.
do you feel
I
about
don't
it?
either. What?
How do you feel about it?
Oh, I think she was great. I mean, I think she did what she was supposed to do for the movie, and she really committed to it and gave it her all. It's not easy to be doing all the I mean, if anyone's listening and hasn't seen it, it's like she's actively possessed by Mary Shelley, and she's Ida who has lost all of her memories. And the little bit that it does is that Mary Shelley's voice will come out sometimes, and she does this little tick where she comes up with synonyms for the word that she's already saying. So it's oh, walk down the street, road, avenue. It's not like that, but it's that sort of thing. She's kind of just
and she has a British accent.
It has a British thick,
accent.
Cockney accent.
Yeah, and characters will comment on it, be like, "Oh, you're British now?"
Yeah, whoa.
Yeah. She's just going crazy everywhere, and it's hard to do that. And I feel like there were so many moments where, I mean, you have the whole sort of rage part of this, and even if I didn't feel like that was successful in the film as a concept, the way Buckley acts it is always really powerful. She is a very emotive, she's a really vulnerable actress, I think. You really feel like she's feeling the emotions she's portraying. So there's a difference between feeling like the movie is overplaying everything and feeling like Buckley is overacting. I think she did exactly what she was probably directed to do and did a great job of it. Is that how you guys feel?
Claire, how are you feeling about Buckley?
Yeah, definitely. I found her really delightful to watch, honestly, because it is such a interesting performance. Last year we had so many people playing two characters at once, but it's that very tangible sense of oh, they're twins or brothers or cousins. There's some things going on screen where it's two distinct figures and the actor's just playing one or the other. But Jessie Buckley's playing two people in one body, and they're effectively fighting over the body at times. And so there's a lot more physicality to that performance that I think she conveys very well. And I agree with Sydney in that she's a very vulnerable performer who really is able to convey the emotions she's feeling. And I think that's especially impressive here, where it's flipping at a moment's notice from one to the other very abruptly.
I agree. I think she's great in this. I think that I understand where people are coming from when they're saying she's overacting, but I agree with what Sydney said. I think the script is calling for this kind of over-the-top performance. And I think that because she can go from Ida to Mary Shelley, and the extremes on the spectrum are so opposite at times, it can feel like she's overacting. but I think she's doing a great job. I think she does wear like her heart on her sleeve when she acts. I think there is a vulnerability about her that I admire in her performances, and I think it's in this in a different way, obviously, than something like Hamnet. But even in the more quiet moments of this movie, I think she's great. I think she, like the moment where she realizes, who she is and starting to figure out who she is. I think, or the moment when Frankie is shot.
Yeah.
I think there are moments where I'm liking this, but in the over top moments too, I think she's great. She's a great physical performer. Some of those dance sequences are demanding a lot.
Yeah.
Again, those are the moments where I'm like, I don't know if I might be embarrassed for you, but she's going for it. Okay, look, the big dance sequence she has with Frankie, I'm not a fan of.
Oh, and the when they crash the ball.
Yeah. I think
Oh my God, that's like my favorite thing in the movie.
Oh my God.
I think it's a bit, I'm watching and like the faces they're making and the dances they're doing, I'm like, oh man.
Should that one have had the Monster Mash as the song?
That would have been awesome.
Or like Thriller.
Yeah, that's what my problem with Monster Mash is that it's the credit song. Commit to it in the movie.
Okay.
Don't commit to it.
She's
at the
committing to
credits.
enough.
Yeah.
I think that's true. At this point, I don't know if she can commit
enough.
to anything else.
Yeah, well, how do we feel about Buckley post Hamnet? She's going to win an Oscar. The world will be her oyster. She could basically do whatever she wants. The only other movie currently on her upcoming filmography is the movie Three Incestuous Sisters, which is the movie that just got announced with her, Dakota Johnson, Saoirse Ronan, Josh O'Connor, directed by Alice Warwickshire. Hopefully I said that correctly. Don't know.
Director of La Chimera.
But directed La Chimera just most recently. Other than that, though, I mean, what do you think she does? What do you want to see her do now?
I don't know about what I want her to do. I do want to just praise the fact that I like that she's working so much with so many different women in directorial roles. Like she's working specifically with films directed by women again and again and again. And I think it's very easy in the industry, especially when you're kind of a bigger name, to not do that. But I do think that's a cool, seemingly conscious effort she's made, is that she's working often with women directors.
Right. I always wonder what actors actually want for themselves in their careers, because someone could be, an indie darling, but they're actually trying to make it big, and they go on a totally different path once they get into that space. Jessie Buckley, it seems that, just the way that she talks about working with Chloe Zhao, and how she talked about Emily Watson when she won what was that, the actor award?
The actor award, yeah.
Actor award,
She just really cares about the work, and she seems like she's going to continue picking projects that she sees a lot of value in, regardless of the fanfare and the money and all of those things. So I don't know if there's anything that I would specifically be I want to see Jessie Buckley do that. I think I just trust her to pick projects that are interesting, and she's always going to do a good job. Do you have something in mind for her?
Nothing in mind, but I don't worry. But it's always slightly concerning about post-Oscar wins, what an actor does after
She's going to be an
that.
X-Man.
An X-Man.
One of them. I don't know. Is she Jean Grey? Who knows? No. Oh, she play Moira? That's a Scottish. Oh, she's Irish, right? She's Irish, not Scottish. So she won't play Moira. I don't know. I always am just interested about what an actor does post-Oscar win. Because you'll see some actors who take the Oscar win and not that it means nothing, but they continue with their normal trajectory of picking interesting projects. And I think she's the kind of actress to do that.
I also wonder too, though, is winning an Oscar now still the major catapult it used to be?
Well, yeah, I think so.
You reckon?
Well, yeah. It depends on how you define catapult and catapult to where.
I guess. I just think about Brendan Fraser just won Best Actor a few years ago, and he's not been in a ton since. I don't see
but he's got
that
the Mummy
immediate
thing coming.
Yeah.
up.
Well, see, I think there's a difference between being what you like, choosing a project you want to be in versus being offered projects. And I feel like the Brendan Fraser thing, I could be wrong, was less about not getting offers and more about getting offers he's interested in.
Okay.
And I think that like that's kind of where you can go either direction. You can choose two paths. In that she will likely get even more offers than normal. Will she cave to the more studio-friendly projects, the audience-friendly, the blockbuster, the money-friendly projects? Or will she continue down this path of working with, you know, women directors? And it looks like she is with this in the upcoming film.
Yeah.
Mikey Madison won an Oscar. We haven't seen her at all.
That's my thought as well. Like, she's a good example too, maybe more than like Brendan Fraser of like, she just won last year. And I'm sure she's been announced in upcoming projects.
She's going to be in the Social Reckoning.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is
She seems like she's being
film.
selective. Because wasn't she offered like Star Wars or there was some news that she like turned something big down. I feel like it was Star
That
Wars.
sounds familiar.
Yeah.
So I think those
And everyone was
opportunities
like,
do
good for you.
present themselves, but it's as at that point as an actor, like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
That's
which
an
is
interesting thought. Because also too, like Jesse Buckley, I think does run very close in that like Josh O'Connor, Paul Mescal circle, and like those guys are such big powerhouse names in the industry right now, but they are distinctly like prioritizing smaller like indie filmmaking over the big studio titles for the most part.
For the most part,
Yeah. So it is interesting, like
Until you play Paul McCartney in the Beatles movies.
right, yeah. So we're seeing a shift.
Yeah.
I mean, Paul's maybe the least accurate one in that group, but like I think that group as a whole does have a very different like priority compared to like what the big A-listers were like
which
20
could
years
be
ago.
because of like they're not American. And
That could be too.
They
Good
just have a
point.
different like view of that sort of thing.
What do we think about Christian Bale in this movie?
I love when he's a silly, goofy guy. I think it's so much fun. And I do. Frankie is such a weird character in this movie, but he's also like so weirdly relatable. Like he has a panic attack and has to go to the movie theater. That's awesome. I think that's hilarious. And I think it is fun. Like it's still, in a way, the conventional Frankenstein, just in that he's like oscillating between like being vulnerable and lonely and like craving this sort of like deep human connection, and then all of a sudden is a very violent, monstrous like entity. And I like that he's able to do both. I think he's a lot of fun in this, honestly.
Sid?
I agree. I thought it was thoughtful. I definitely was not expecting the bride to like fall in love with him the way that she did. I thought that was really interesting. Yeah, I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts on like that whole thing, because he's like a complicated character because he is this. I mean, when he goes to the doctor at the beginning, you really feel just the weight of like, he's like, I'm so lonely. For him, it's not like he's like, oh, I just want to have sex. Like, it's like he's like, I'm so just like deeply lonely. And he has this, struggle of being Frankenstein's creature, I guess, in just like normal society in Chicago.
What?
That is crazy. But yeah, he genuinely cares about her, and like you can tell it's hard to see him like lie to her about her identity, but you also like understand because he has experienced this level of loneliness that like no one else has. And so it's complicated, and it doesn't even end the way that I thought it would, where she finds out and she's kind of just like okay with it.
Yeah.
You seem like you're agreeing, Joe. Yeah.
Well, no, I agree that every time I doubt Christian Bale in a movie, I tend to eat my words.
Do you feel like that is something that happens often for you?
No. Well, sometimes.
Okay.
When he accepted Gore the God Butcher, I definitely was
right.
like, oh, that's a decision.
Whoa.
And he was like the best part of the movie.
But he was the best part of that movie. And what was before that? I don't know. Or what was around
He's
that
had
time?
a tough run. He did Amsterdam, I think, before that.
See, I didn't even watch that movie.
Yeah,
I didn't either.
Didn't even bother
But he
with
is.
that
I
one.
forgot to even say, I think he's great in the movie. Christian Bale's like one of my favorite. He's like my
Yeah,
one
and what I'm
celebrity
getting
crush.
at though
I
is
love
that
him.
I do think that like I went into this kind of with this assumption, and maybe it's because we just recently watched Bride of Frankenstein. I kind of had this assumption of how the movie would go. And I thought that the Frankie character was definitely a bit interesting. And I think Bale brought the interesting part to it. I mean, I think he kind of nails both that loneliness that we see in the beginning when he, confronts the doctor. I think he nails like the extremes of the violence and aggressiveness. But like you said, when he has to lie to Ida, there's like a pain you can see in Bale's performance that I really appreciate, which I liked a lot. I don't know if I love the decision here to have the bride fall for him. And I think it was so funny. We just did an episode on The Bride of Frankenstein for Patreon. And we talked extensively about the ending of that movie. I'm going to spoil that movie for you right now. Sorry, it's been about 100 years, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
In the end of The Bride of Frankenstein, the bride is resurrected and she rejects Frankenstein immediately.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a huge moment in the film, and it kind of pushes Frankenstein to then literally blow up the castle they're in and realize kind of you can't manufacture love and you can't manufacture a connection. Was really surprised this movie took the opposite route in a way. I'm curious what you guys think compared to the movie we just watched.
Clara?
I don't know. I think it works to an extent. It's like, because I think part of it is this is a very different Frankenstein than the one in Bride of Frankenstein. Bride of Frankenstein, Frankenstein's creature, like he's newly animated himself. Like he's new to the world. Like it's not been that much time. But this version of Frankenstein, it is like he's been alive for over 100 years.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And so like the vibe of him is very different. And I can see in a way, like, despite the fact that he is lying to Ida and like is doing a lot of like flawed things throughout the process, like he is at times the opposite of all the other men around Ida. And I think to an extent, like it makes sense to see her like fall for that in the end, because it is just such the opposite of what she's used to from like the men in her life.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that I also don't want to fall into the trap of like expecting the movie to like make certain decisions to say something about women or like make a statement, like moments like when those guys are harassing her in the alleyway, and he basically, there are two instances where he basically like saves her from men who are trying to assault her, both in the alleyway with the curb stomp, which was shockingly violent. I was not expecting that. And with the cop who was like groping her. So that's always interesting when it's like, okay, the man is kind of like coming to her rescue in that moment, and that seems to go against this whole like, I'm going to turn the Bride of Frankenstein into a character who's all about like agency and like breaking away from these sort of systems,
girl power.
But it does, the movie doesn't have to do those things, and I think it was more about their relationship to each other than I thought. And there is a sort of camaraderie that they end up having, and that they like understand each other, because she has become something like new. She isn't Ida anymore. And so she is sort of rediscovering herself, and he like sees her and accepts her every step along the way, because she's being crazy. She's being insane. And every time she does something crazy, he's like, I fucking love you. Like, it's like, he doesn't
the
care.
Most wonderful woman in the world.
So you do understand that it's like maybe it's not like the love that we might expect, but she's upset when he dies because he was like the only person who could have been that to her.
Exactly.
Right. And which I thought was like touching.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was touching, for being honest.
Wow, and you're like the big romantic of the three of us.
Yeah, I don't. No point when I'm like I'm moved by this couple, mainly because, well, could be a couple reasons. One, the movie's interrupted several times by these two bumbling detectives trying to figure out the mystery of the movie.
Yeah, that was a weird like side train going on.
Not a fan of the Penelope Cruz, Peter Sarsgaard.
But she's such a plucky detective.
Yeah. I thought that was like such a derailing of whatever was happening with Frankie and Ida, which I think I maybe would have been on board if we didn't have to stop and pause whatever we were building to have two detectives tell the audience, look at this mystery we're going to solve. And it just doesn't work for me at all.
Well, I do think the biggest point in the film where I was like, whoa, this is just going like totally off kilter, is when we start to get more detail about the like gangster plot. Because in the beginning, it's like you see that Ida's like involved in something, but you're not totally sure what. And then it's kind of not a thing. And then it gets brought back up and you're like, oh, there's a
Yeah, she's
mobster
like
who's
working
cutting
with the
women's tongues
detective
out.
and
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like undercover. It's
and
very
then
they
he
much,
hook
feels
up.
bad because
Yeah.
he put her in danger.
and
and
then
so
he
he's-
slept with her. It's just like, okay, it's very much feeding into, I mean, something that shows up in most Frankenstein stories, which is like the real monster was man all along.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that of course, like I think that is like a necessary part of any Frankenstein adaptation, but here it feels especially heavy handed.
Do we want to
Yeah.
compare Bale and Elordi at all? Is it even a fair comparison at this point?
Christian Bale's so funny.
He's so
What?
funny. I saw a tweet from Zoe Rose Bryant. Hi, Zoe.
Zoe.
She saw the movie with her mom. And she said after the movie, her mom went, I'm just wondering how that's supposed to connect with. Like, she genuinely thought this was a sequel to
Oh wow, that's so
GDT's Frankenstein. I was
Shout
like,
out
and
to Zoe Rose Bryant's mom.
It would
I
make
know.
sense.
I was like, that's funny. So Christian Bale is Jacob Elordi, but older.
Oh,
It's like,
interesting.
Shorter.
Very silly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're doing such
They're
different
very
things.
different,
And
I
again,
know.
I think that comes down to the fact like this is a Frankenstein who's been alive for so long versus Elordi's who's like he's just woken up and is getting his bearings.
Right. I
But-
can
but
say I
Elordi's
like
is very sad and lonely too.
Yeah.
he
is.
is sad and lonely. I like the design of Bale's a lot more.
Oh, like that more
Oh.
traditional, like universal
Yeah,
monster
I like
Frankenstein
the
design.
traditional thing.
Oh, he kind of
Oh.
looked like Jared Leto's Joker to me, and I don't know.
Well,
if
once
I
he had
loved
the
it.
tattoo,
That was
Yeah.
crazy.
that was
Jen-
great. I'm
we
like,
need
bro,
to talk one
lying to
day.
her is bad enough. You're gonna get Penelope tattooed across your chest.
the name that you made up for her.
I know.
One day we'll talk about the cultural impact Jared Leto's Joker had on
No,
the
we
entire
won't. We don't need
world.
to do that.
We didn't. Yeah, I don't know if we,
We don't need to.
I
we
just
can
wanna
just
point
pretend
out-
that never happened.
We can't. The
We actually
fingerprints are
can't.
everywhere.
They're everywhere.
We can't ignore it forever.
It's
Everywhere I
everywhere.
go, I see his face.
Oh my god! Yes.
All right, let's we have to pivot because we've been talking a half hour, 40 minutes on The Bride,
Oh,
and
yeah,
we
this
have
is a
hoppers to
dual
talk
episode.
about. We gotta
Gotta
talk
hop
about
that bride.
It's a Broppers
Yay.
episode, everyone. So before we end, letterbox score, Clara,
I gave it a 3 out of 5.
Sydney.
I also gave it a 3 out of 5.
Joe?
I was at a 2.5 to a 3.
Okay,
I gave it a
okay.
3 initially. I know I was like I sound like the hater on this episode. I did enjoy
Yeah.
the big swing. Like I like the way this movie looks, and I like the
does look
costuming.
good.
And I think it's an ambitious movie. And hey, I'll take a messy, complicated, interesting movie over a boring, stale one any day.
That's the thing.
I do want to
yeah.
shout out Jake Gyllenhaal for
Oh,
his
yeah.
role as
Fun
the
role.
I forget
The
what his
actor?
name. Roddy something.
Rod Reed
Yeah.
or something
Rod
like that.
Rodney Reed.
Something like
Ronnie
that.
Reed.
Yeah,
Ronnie
yeah.
Reed.
Yeah.
That I thought that was a really fun element of it. How like they ended up in the film and
Yeah, I like that.
blending cinema and reality together. Yeah, I liked that a lot.
A lot of blending of realities in this movie.
Yes. I'll give
I
a
don't know
final
what's
shout
funny.
out to Jeannie Berlin, who played Greta the maid. I
Yeah.
thought she was
She's great.
hilarious.
I was so
Great.
surprised. Yeah, it was like such a pleasant surprise when she showed up.
Yeah.
Annette Bening's good.
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Annette Bening is really
Don't know what
good.
she's trying to do half the time, but she's
I know. She was so, I love too. They do like this big reveal at the end of like, I reanimated my husband, but I had to put him down like a dog
Yeah.
because he didn't remember me. And I'm like, Jesus, like, cool, I guess.
There was
Yeah.
someone who I forget who it was in their like review of it. They said that Annette Bening looks confused about what movie she's in. Like
She
is
does.
kind of acting like that.
Yeah, that is the
Yeah.
vibe.
But I liked her
Yeah,
character.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I studied Victor Frankenstein before. I'm like, oh,
I know who you are.
Okay. All right, let's pivot. Hopper's time. You guys ready?
Yes.
Yay!
The
Yeah.
latest Pixar film. Let's get the audience and critic score on Rotten Tomatoes very quickly. What's your
Okay.
guess on this one?
Ooh.
What do we got going on there? Claire,
Are
what do you
there,
think?
well, are there consensi?
You get one consent side today.
Okay.
Okay.
An eager beaver for endearment that has the charm to back it up, Hoppers is a sprightly riot that might be the funniest entry in the Pixar canon yet.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the funniest, but
Yeah, but also we're adults watching a kids movie now, so like half the humor is
I
not
thought
for
it
us
was
anymore.
fucking funny.
It was very funny, I thought.
yeah,
I was
thought
laughing
it
my ass off.
I laughed a lot. That frog, all the frogs and lizards are funny.
Yeah, they are funny.
What do you think, Claire?
I'll guess critics probably are giving this maybe, I will guess an 88. Audience, I'll guess 91.
Okay.
Sydney, what do you think?
I was going to say critics 92, audience 95.
Ooh.
Wow, you're Sydney close by 1% each
Wow,
side.
good job.
93% audience score.
Okay.
93 critic score, 94 audience score.
Wow. That's
People
really
will be
high.
loving Hoppers.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
really, really do. I guess we can just jump into it. Sid, what do you think of Hoppers?
Hop into it.
It's just like Avatar.
But it's not like Avatar.
I loved Hoppers. I had such a good time with this movie. I was crying like 2 minutes in.
Oh,
Me
yeah.
too.
Yeah. I mean, it opens up with this like nice moment with her grandma. I think the story is really fun. I will say, like, my experience was that in the first act, I was like, oh my God, this is like so good. I can't believe how good this is. And then the second act, I felt like it fell more into sort of like the basic beats we would expect a Pixar film these days to fall into. And then the third act just goes like totally off the rails. And I was back into being like, oh my God, this is like such a good time. And so it ended on that high for me. And my whole theater was like cracking up the entire movie. Everyone was like reacting and having a great time. I just had a blast. It is my favorite Pixar movie in a while.
Oh, we'll talk about that
Wow.
in a second.
Yeah.
So we'll come back to that.
Cool.
Clara, Hopper's thoughts?
I had a blast watching it. I had a very unique viewing experience. I saw it like a week early at El Capitan,
Right.
which is a Disney
Iconic. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool theater. I hadn't been, so it was exciting.
Was there an organist?
No,
Aw,
which I was like,
bummer.
oh man. But first of all, 85% children there, which was awesome. But it was like 3 class trips, a birthday party, like just like massive groups of children with like 2 adults supervising them. So the ratio was extra like intense. Then before the show started, they did the trailers. And then after the trailers, they had an animal show with real life animals on stage.
Oh, wow.
So we saw a dwarf rabbit and a skink and a screech owl.
What'd you call me? I'm just kidding.
Skink. Oh. Good one. I want to talk about the animals. And a screech owl and then a baby porcupine.
Wow.
And they brought them each on stage one at a time.
There's
And
not even a
like,
porcupine in the movie.
I know. I was like, wow. Well, I don't know if they were related to the animal. Like, it wasn't necessarily like these are the animals you're going to see on screen. It was more just like, look at these cool animals. But it was really fun. So I saw animals, and then the movie started for real. So I was already like, this is awesome. I had a lot of fun. It was a lot funnier than I expected. It did make me cry a bunch, like Sid mentioned. Like, I was crying very early on and like periodically. I enjoyed it for the most part. I think there are some criticisms that are well warranted with this one, but I had fun overall, like a lot of fun, honestly. Where are you landing? Because I feel like you've alluded to maybe not loving it as much as Sid
Have you
and
still
I.
not logged it?
I still haven't logged it. I liked it a lot. I did not like it more than Elio. I'll say that much. And we'll just-
Oh, wow. Mm.
Oh,
I
you
did
know,
not-
Elliot, the Joe movie.
it
Elliot
was
is
a Joe
the-
movie.
Yeah, that is a Joe movie.
This movie did not make me cry. I wanted to so badly. I can see why people did cry.
Mm.
That's probably just because I'd never had a grandparent to be close to.
Yeah.
But I can see the connection. I mean, it was a beautiful moment between Mabel and her grandma. I love a good adult understanding their children and kind of like
Recognizing their personhood.
their personhood, their personality, and kind of realizing like, okay, you just need this in your life, and like giving them this opportunity to kind of understand themselves. Love the beginning. I agree though. The second act is where it kind of like, oh, now we're not just falling into your typical sensibilities that Pixar usually defaults to, but I was kind of surprised by its, I guess, more what's a good word? I don't want to say centrist leaning.
No, that's what I've been saying. It's
Yeah.
very centrist.
And I was like surprised by how like we're going to try to make everyone happy with this movie, which felt a bit disappointing. And then the
Did you
third
see
act,
the
I think
news?
yeah, I was gonna say, did you? No, probably not.
So what is the news? what are we talking about here, huh?
The news, capital T, capital N.
Yeah. What is the news?
Pete Docter did an interview recently where he's talking about like the future of Pixar and their aims, and he said recently he's determined as like the head of Pixar, his job is to ensure that every Pixar movie is for everybody.
Yeah.
Rather than what they've done more recently, which is these kind of more like personalized stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And I feel like what
Was
news
that
are
the
you
same thing? I saw that they were like actively encouraged to mute the environmentalist messaging a little.
That is,
Okay.
but that came out in like 2024.
And I read that
wow.
the director debunked that. And the director said that everything I wanted in the movie was there. Now, whether or not he's just
Right,
saving
who's to
face or not,
say?
who
Because
knows?
that news broke because an ex-Pixar employee like went to the press. and
Just
was like,
now, or was that because
No.
I saw that like now on
it's
Twitter?
being brought back up
I think it's
now,
been brought back up.
but
That
it
makes
came
sense.
out originally in a news piece from like I think it was like December 2024, so like right near the end of the year, as like the announcement of Hoppers was really starting
Okay.
to come
Wow.
out.
Yeah, I did
Hopper's
see that.
tea before
Yeah.
it came out.
I did see that, and I can see it. You know, I was kind of shocked by how like both sides they were playing that middle act. But the final act of the movie is so bonkers that it got me back on board. I mean, the
Yeah.
fact that you have like birds carrying a giant shark in the air.
named Diane.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm so in. Like
Yeah.
this works for me, and it is a very, very funny movie. And so overall, I really liked it.
Yeah.
I have lots of thoughts on kind of where I place it in the Pixar canon in terms of like how good it is. You know, there's a conversation a lot online and amongst people that Disney or Pixar only makes sequels or remakes or spin-offs of movies or what have you. I will point out in the 2020s there have only been 2 sequels or spin-offs. Everything else has been original.
Yeah.
They are the following movies: Hoppers, Elio, Elemental, Luca, Turning Red, Soul, and Onward.
Hell yeah.
How do you feel about that lineup, Clara?
I go back and forth. I think there's some pretty heavy hitters in there for sure. Like other than Soul, though, I don't know if anything there is like best of the best Pixar for me. But again, I think that's just like I've aged out. Like I'm aging out of Pixar, and I can like consciously feel myself aging out of it in a way that I think is good for the long run, but it means I'm not looking at these the same way I would like Wall-E or like The Incredibles.
How do you feel about that lineup, Sid?
That is interesting. I feel like there were so many like classic Pixar films. Like I understand why people feel like they just like lost something that they used to have, and I don't know what it is. That era is like just after Coco, right? What was Coco, 2018?
Something like that, yeah.
But yeah, I was looking at like the ones that have come out in the last several years, and there are only 1 or 2 that I like really like. And then the
Which
rest
are?
are kind of like meh. This movie and Luca.
Interesting. I look at this lineup and I agree with both what you're saying in that I think there are some really great movies here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there are some that are just okay. But I think the narrative that they're only making spin-offs and sequels and prequels is objectively debunked. I mean, these are clearly majority of all original stories, all to different degrees of quality. But there is a risk factor that I feel like is missing here.
I agree.
That was very present in the late 2010s, early 2010s, Wall-E, Incredibles, Up, all those movies. That being said, like if this is the trajectory we're going for, original movies that are playing it safe, I don't know how I feel about that. That's where I feel very torn. We're getting original movies, yay. But some of them are playing it safe. We know the debacle with Elio was that they removed an entire story about
all the queer subtext. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
And so I'm very conflicted in that aspect. I'm kind of curious about how you guys feel about that. Yay, original stories, but these stories that are not as, I don't know, profound because they're unwilling to take a risk anymore.
Yeah. I mean, that's being talked about right now too, because that interview with Pete Docter, he like pointed to that specifically and was like, yeah, we don't really want people making movies
saw
for
that
therapy.
quote.
And
Yeah.
it's kind of, I find that especially shocking when like he's the one who directed Inside Out, which is like therapy, like
Yeah,
on screen,
what?
essentially, or like, so it is like jarring to see him like shift his perspective in that way. It feels very weirdly like corporate speak in a way that doesn't resonate with like the work he's previously made. He also made Soul, which again is like very like therapized like movie storytelling. I don't know. I don't know if I like the creativity to a certain point. I don't know if I like the idea of like these all just being the same, like let's make this for everybody kind of vibe.
Yeah, isn't this an era too where they've kind of like brought in some they've been like telling stories about people of color more and like bringing in directors or writers of color, and it's kind of that weird situation where it's like, well, look, it didn't do well, like especially with the releases during COVID.
Exactly.
It's like, well, because you're not really like allowing like interesting and like you said, risky stories to be told, and so it's kind of like everyone loses. Like if you're like playing scared like that.
It's a strange situation to be in. And then to give you guys an idea of the upcoming Pixar slate, Toy Story 5.
Yeah.
Whatever. Gato
Yeah.
is probably how you should say it.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, which I think we're all pretty excited for.
Very excited for. It seems like they're kind of leaning into the success of Flow. It's about a cat. The art style is very different. Looks exciting. Monsters, Inc. 3. It's happening.
Oh.
Okay.
I guess 2 because there's Monsters U.
Monsters University is a prequel.
Yeah, but they're calling it Monsters, Inc. 3.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I love Billy Crystal and John Goodman, so it's like hard to say no, but also why?
Yeah, I don't know if we need it.
Yeah.
Incredibles 3.
Oh.
I thought Incredibles 2 is incredibly mid.
Yeah. Good one.
Yeah, got him. Now, the next 2 projects, very interesting.
Okay.
An untitled musical, which is the first ever Pixar musical, being directed and helmed by Dome Shi, who directed Turning Red.
That's huge.
Oh, yay.
Huge.
And
Okay.
did she co-direct Elio or no?
She might have. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Also directed Bao, the short
Yeah.
film. I think she did.
Yeah,
That sounds
she
familiar.
did co-direct Elio.
Mm-hmm.
And then one last one is Ono Ghost Market, which is being described as a feature film from Pixar inspired by Asian myths regarding supernatural bazaars where the living and dead interact.
Oh.
Kind of like Coco, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
sounds like an Asian theme.
That sounds fun.
So again, like it's such a very conflicting feeling of being like, yay, original movies, but I hope they kind of gather their courage again and be willing to take a risk, because I think that's where I fall off on Hoppers, to bring it back to Hoppers, is that like I like this movie a lot. I'm just surprised by how like safe it played it at the end.
Yeah. I mean, I put it in my Letterboxd review. Like, this plays the same note that a lot of Disney's work does across all their different entities, which is this idea of like, in the face of oppression, like radical violence is the worst thing you could do. Like, that's the most evil thing you can possibly do, even though arguably like that's a necessity of like dealing with oppression. But we'll just talk to the politicians instead, I guess. And it's kind of just, it feels disingenuous to like present this as like the ideal resolution to an issue like this when that's so not the case.
That is interesting, because I like so see that in the film, and I've seen that as like a big criticism from a lot of people, and I like noticed it while I was watching it, but it didn't bother me, maybe because I'm not as like passionate or like up to date, or like haven't seen a lot of the older like classic Pixar films recently, and so I don't have like expectations for like, oh, I want a film like this to like say, to like do this with its messaging, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't have like big expectations for what it would try to say. I would expect a film like this to say something very like, no, killing is wrong, and like we all need to get along because it's a kids movie, but maybe I'm not expecting enough.
I don't know.
from
I mean, I'm sure you could point to a few other Pixar movies where it feels like they're just making a more of a radical risk statement.
Like even Wall-E, which
I
is
think Wall-E's
again,
a pretty good example
Yeah,
of it
I
as
think
well.
that does take a more radical approach to dealing with environmentalism.
Yeah, that I think that you could look at Up or The Incredibles. I think has aged
Yeah.
incredibly well,
Mm-hmm.
and its conversation of like corporate America making superheroes illegal, like a lot of like government overreach.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, if we're not talking the thematic of the film, had a blast.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Funny ass movie,
Yeah.
man. It's a funny movie.
Yeah.
The lizard's funny. The frog's funny. When Mabel killed the butterfly on accident,
That was so
I lost my mind.
my jaw dropped. I was
I
like,
could
oh
not
my
believe
God.
The whole theater, you could feel everyone was like,
Yeah, like
Yes.
collective gasp.
she just did that.
Great moment.
Yeah.
Allows Dave Franco to really shine as a voice actor, which I was
Dude.
not
I
expecting
was
at all.
not prepared for how good he was in this.
I
He was
didn't
so
clock it
good.
was him until the very end. I was like, wait, that's Dave Franco.
Yeah.
Just top of his lungs being psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really committed. And was it Meryl Streep?
The butterfly.
The butterfly.
Yes, she
With
was.
a little bit of an effect on her voice,
Yes.
I think.
Very
Remember
fun
that
movie.
movie grid.
Great for the movie,
Movie
grid.
grid.
Great for the movie grid. Yeah, I did enjoy it for the most part, and
Yeah.
I think that it's doing well box office wise. People are watching it. That's exciting too.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on it. Anyone want to say anything else about Hoppers?
I do want to shout out Piper Curta, who plays the voice of Mabel. I thought she did a good job, and it's fun seeing her in this. She was the daughter in May December.
Oh.
So it's like exciting to see her
Yay.
back in something this big. Even it's like yay! Like I think she's really talented, so it's cool to see.
That's really exciting.
Out of the original movies of the 2020s, which one's your favorite, Clara? Hoppers, Elio, Elemental, Luca, Turning Red, Soul, Onward.
It's Soul for sure. But I love Turning Red and Luca as well. I think those are both really solid.
Okay. Do you want to rank them?
Let me think about it. Someone else go first.
I'll say Soul is my favorite for sure.
Okay.
If I were ranking them from my least favorite to most favorite, it would go Onward. Oh, but I like Onward a lot.
I like Onward a lot too.
I would go Elio, Hoppers. No,
Wait.
I'm lying.
Yeah, wait.
I don't know what I want to do. Okay, here's how I'll go. Elemental, my least favorite.
Okay.
Hoppers, Elio, Onward, Luca, Turning Red, Soul. I think Turning Red's fantastic, by the way.
Okay.
I want to make
Turning Red
that
is great.
abundantly clear. I
Yeah.
think that one, I think that's a bold and risky movie
Yeah.
that Pixar put out. I mean, and it clearly rubbed people the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's where you can see a pretty big turn in the movies you're putting out, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my order. Sid, do you have an order?
I have an order. I haven't seen Onward.
Okay.
Can I go from the top?
Sure.
Yeah.
I would go Luca, Hoppers,
Wow.
Turning Red, Soul, Elio, Elemental.
Okay.
My boy Elio.
I know.
Elio was cute. I liked them all.
Elio
I
made
even
me
liked
cry so
Elemental.
hard, man.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even hate Elemental. I think that's
I like
still a solid
Elemental as well.
movie.
There
Yeah.
are very few Pixar movies that I outright dislike.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Cars and Cars 2 and Cars
It's-
3. Actually, I like Cars. Cars, the first Cars is fine.
I like Cars 1.
Cars, the first Cars.
Cars, the first Cars.
I actually think Lightyear is the most creatively
Yeah,
bankrupt movie they've
Lightyear's
made so far.
rough.
Oh, Lightyear sucked.
I think Lightyear's
I hated that
awful.
movie.
Yeah, that's not a good movie. Okay, I'm ready to do my ranking.
Let's hear it.
Okay, at the bottom I would put Elemental, but like I said, I don't dislike that movie. I think it's fine. Then I would do Elio. Then I would do Onward. Then I would do Hoppers. Then I would do Luca. Then I would do Turning Red, and then I would do Soul at number 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do we have a favorite Pixar movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sid has
Go.
to Sid has to really think.
I don't think about these things ever.
Claire, do you have a top 3 maybe, or just a number 1?
Can I do my top 5?
Sure, top 5. Let's hear it.
Okay. In 5th, I have The Incredibles. In 4th, I have A Bug's Life. In 3rd, I have Ratatouille. In 2nd, I have Finding Nemo. And in 1st, I have Wall-E.
Ooh, we share a
Oh.
couple of them the same.
That has not my top 5. Yeah, my top honestly, my top 10 has not changed since Joe, you and I did like a Pixar ranking and like
Ooh, that was Turning Red.
Then when Turning Red
A
came
couple
out,
years
yeah.
ago.
So it's been the same consistently for the last like several years. What's yours?
I would go at 5 Coco, 4 The Incredibles, 3 Ratatouille, 2 the greatest sequel of all time, Toy Story 2,
Yeah.
and 1 Wall-E.
Yay.
Okay.
Sid?
Am I going?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just name 5. Okay. I don't think I have the
name
wherewithal to
5.
rank them.
For $1, name a Pixar
5
movie.
that I like. I would say, okay, maybe I'll rank 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4. I like Finding Nemo.
Okay. Awesome.
I would say Finding Nemo, Wall-E, Ratatouille, The Incredibles, Monsters Inc.
Okay.
Those are great. Those are
Yeah,
all
those
bangers.
are all good picks.
Those are Hall of Fame movies right there.
Yeah.
Those are-
Like a Make-A-Wish kid right now.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Any other thoughts on Hoppers at all? Anyone want to say anything else about Hoppers? We've said a lot about Pixar. I've seen people complain about the animation style.
Well, I think part of that is stemming from there's been some, again, like releases of their concept art. Specifically, they showed some test screening they did where they made a 2D animated
that's
scene
cool.
of the beavers like in the river. That's what they showed to the Pixar execs to get the movie cleared. And it looks so pretty and just like very like kind of a little bit Ghibli-esque. Like it just has a very different and appealing feel to
I like
it.
that.
And so that's started a conversation now of people saying like every Pixar movie has a tendency in the credits to show their movie's concept art and it's all 2D and people are preferring that to what they're doing now.
Right.
I get it. Like truly, I think this looks fine. I don't think it looks bad by any means.
Yeah, I think it looks fine. If you're not into it, you're not into it. It's
Yeah.
personal taste and preference. I mean, if Gato comes out and is 2D, yay.
Yeah.
But let's be honest with each other. They're not making 2D movies anymore. At least major studios are refusing to make 2D movies anymore. And that's just kind of the reality of 3D right now. I mean,
Yeah.
3D animation is king.
Well, and I think part of the thing people aren't realizing fully and the true scale of this is most animation artists now don't know how to do 2D animation anymore. It's like becoming a lost art, which is really unfortunate, but that is like part of the...
Damn you, Toy Story. You ruined it all,
Yeah,
man.
thanks a lot, Toy Story. Yeah, so it is that tricky thing of like people are craving that for sure, but there is a lack of training in that medium style.
I also wouldn't be surprised if 2D wasn't more expensive to do. if
I
we're
would
being honest.
assume so to an extent, yeah.
Just the amount of
Like
manpower
film.
Yeah.
to put
Yeah.
into 2D.
Yeah.
Did animation bother you at all, Sid?
No, not the animation style. I did wish that visually it was a little bit, it went a little harder, like
Mm.
atmospherically. There were like certain moments where I'm like, wow, I wish there was like more going on visually here.
Mm.
But not, yeah, I mean, I get that this is just like what they look like now. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of where
Yeah.
we're at.
Did you guys
Yeah.
like the transitions they were doing between like when the animals were talking to each other and when the humans were looking at the animals?
Yeah,
and,
that
like,
was
how
really
their
fun.
eyes changed and
I
stuff.
love that.
I
Yeah.
thought that was really fun.
it was
made
really
it
fun.
great use of like just visual comedy. 'Cause
Yes.
I would laugh every time we get like the human perspective on the beaver.
Yeah.
I thought it was very funny.
Yeah.
This is the first time in a while I have been like, I want a plushie. Actually, the
Oh.
other time was the Glorp dude in Elio.
Yes.
I would love a Glorp stuffy.
Oh,
What's
I
his
love
name?
that
Glorp?
movie.
Did I get that right?
Yeah.
I think it is. I can't remember.
Oh,
Great movie.
kitty. Yeah.
All right. Final score on Hoppers. Clara.
I gave it a gentleman's 4.
Gentlemen's 4. Sid.
I also hit it with a 4 out of 5.
Hell yeah. Joe?
Hit it with a 3.5 out of 5.
Valid.
Nice.
Big fans of Hoppers. Perfect.
Yay.
If you were listening, let us know how you feel about Hoppers and let us know how you feel about The Bride. This will be the conclusion of this portion of the podcast. We will now transition to last week's Q&A where we asked you what your favorite movie of February was. It could be old, it could be new. What was it that you watched in February that you loved? I will say, based on the answers here, there was one very clear winner.
Like obnoxiously blew everyone else out of the water winner.
But that's okay because that movie rocked, and
Yeah.
we'll talk about it, I'm sure, in a second. But we have lots of answers here. You can respond to this Q&A question. Well, not this one because we already got the answers.
Yeah, it's all
but
done.
Next week's Q&A is simple. What's your favorite Pixar movie? You got 30 to choose from. Let us know. Also, maybe one you think is underrated.
Yeah, give us your favorite and then what you think is the most underrated.
Yeah, drop that in the comments of Spotify, YouTube, or respond to the Instagram story, please.
Yes.
And you can do Pixar shorts. Sure, why not?
Oh, whoa.
Throw it in there.
Opening it up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Now you got like 50 to choose from.
Yay.
There you go. Back to last week's Q&A. Favorite movie of February. Sydney, start us off today.
Okay, I will start with the very first answer here. That's from Mackenzie Glenn 05, who said, "My Father's Shadow. Didn't know anything about it before I watched and was surprised." Yeah, My Father's Shadow is great.
Oh my God.
Glad you got a chance
Everyone
to
should
watch it.
watch it. Yeah, yeah. When people can watch it, they should.
Mhm.
Let's see. I will go next. Let's see here. Sorry, some of these usernames, you guys are wild. Gilly said, technically not a first watch, but Return of the Jedi on Blu-ray with a 7.1.4 sound setup on an 85-inch QLED 4K TV in pitch black was an amazing movie experience compared to my other first watch.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh wow. Do we need?
I
want to
know how you
there?
watched it on the
I
first
know,
watch.
I
I know.
Flex.
Was it
Lights
like
on old
portable
TV.
DVD?
Yeah.
In the
Laptop.
on
car.
the back of a minivan as we're driving to Yellowstone National
sound.
Park. Or just like one headphone in only.
Yeah. One of your AirPods dies halfway through the
Mom
movie.
and dad screaming in the front seat. Divorce impending.
My childhood.
How old were they?
Sounds really familiar. I get it.
Okay. Let's see. Mason Wesley says, watched all 5 Pirates of the Caribbean movies during the Nor'easter. Entertaining as hell. Hell yeah.
Hell
Wait,
yeah.
which movie?
All 5 of the
All
Pirates.
5?
All 5 of them.
Wow.
That's awesome.
It's a lot of pirates.
Verbinski.
I love a good pirate movie.
I think Gore stopped after 3.
Yeah, the first 3 are Gore, the rest are not him, and you
Yeah.
can tell.
Go ahead, Sid.
Simon Smith says, embarrassed to say because it took me so long, but Little Women 2019 was phenomenal.
Yes,
Don't
it
be
That's
is.
not
embarrassed.
embarrassing.
Yeah, don't be
No.
embarrassed.
Glad you liked it.
Yay.
Broke Boy Kyle said, cheating as I half watched it years ago, but I have to go with The Killer. Fastbender, you have my heart. But if I'm playing by the
Yeah.
rules, Better Man. No one I recommend it to can get past the monkey, and that's a real shame.
Yeah. Be brave. Watch Better Man.
no.
That's my
Yeah.
go-to airplane movie, and we're
That's
gonna be
a great
flying
one.
I also
soon.
watched it on a plane.
and I might be putting it on. We'll see.
Put on
Yay.
Better Man.
That'll be nice.
Better Man rocks.
That's like we're all looking at the same moon. Like it's like we're all
Yeah.
we might be in different planes, but we're all watching Better Man.
That's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
That's funny.
Aw, okay.
Go ahead, Claire.
Diego Rios says Hamnet was my favorite first watch. My mom and I saw it together. Sobbing emoji. Aw, that's
That's
special.
nice.
I'm glad you. Yeah, that's a really
Yeah.
good memory.
Jaden Cannon 16 says, The Shape of Water. I love when a monster / creature is less of a monster than the villain. Could I recommend every other Guillermo del Toro movie?
Have you heard of this little guy named GDT?
He does love that. Although Shape of Water may be his best.
I would-
Well, when it comes to that trope, I guess Pans is kind of like that, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The fawn isn't really the scary monster; it's the fucking dictator.
exactly. Good movies.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, oops. Darn it.
Came out, I think 30 years ago now. So
Yeah, I think we're
good to go.
okay.
It's okay.
Let's see. Patricia said, my favorite February watch was Maria Antoinette. Marie, not Maria. Marie
Did I
Antoinette.
write Maria?
No, I just said
Oh,
Maria.
okay.
For the first time, I haven't seen many Sofia Coppola movies, and I thought this was incredible. So beautiful, stylistic, and Kirsten Dunst literally captivated me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
May I recommend everything else by Sofia
Yeah,
Coppola?
have fun diving through her filmography. It's really
It's
good.
a fun one.
Wow. Okay. Kathy Goodhart says every new episode of The Pit that came out this month. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm caught up.
I
yeah?
am all caught up.
Me too.
I have thoughts.
I didn't love the last episode.
I thought it was fine. I thought you guys were
Oh.
being a little bit dramatic.
we were being too mean.
I think
Okay,
so.
well, you owe us for fucking Dunk is not that tall.
Yeah,
this
you know
course.
what? Actually, yeah, this is
I'm
fair.
gonna complain about it even more now. Do we get to watch the pit together at South
We
by
do.
Southwest?
Man.
We do.
Oh, we should.
I'm worried about,
Yay.
skip 30 seconds, the water park.
Yeah, I don't love.
No,
It's very Grey's Anatomy.
But I said skip 30 seconds.
Skip, we give a warning. We give a warning.
Yeah.
Plus, it's not even like a big
No,
detail. I didn't
no,
say
it's
what's going
not.
on.
It's giving Grey's Anatomy.
It is, and I don't know how I feel about that.
When I saw it, I was like, oh my god, this is like the sinkhole in Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
That's funny.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay,
Whose turn?
I just did that.
So Sydney's
Oh,
turn.
so it's my turn.
Mhm.
Elizabeth Basil says Aaron Brockovich, Princess Bride, and I'll defend how to make a killing with a gun emoji if I have to. LOL. I'm
We
glad
didn't
you.
hate
I
it.
thought it was a.
We
fun
didn't hate
movie.
it. It was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
it was
a good time.
fine. Yeah.
Alexander Nicole said Testament to Van Lee caught a 70mm screening here in London. Weird, cool, and visual stunning. I will say that Amanda's accent was definitely on the shoddy side, along with most of the American cast. Still very much
wow.
enjoyed.
Yay.
Good to know.
You probably are the right judge for that.
Yeah, I think that's fair of you to say. Sydney Heredia says Iron Lung and Hoppers were standouts for me this February. Those are very different movies.
Hoppers?
Very.
Hoppers and Iron Lung.
How did you see Hoppers in February?
I saw it in February.
Oh, early screenings.
So on the 28th at any movie theater,
Oh, they were
they
playing
did
it.
an early access screening. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Pizza Jacob on YouTube says, my wife and I each put 10 romance movies in a basket and drew them at random for Valentine's month. Some of the best first watches from it were La La Land, Ever After, Notting Hill, and Sleepless in Seattle.
What a lineup.
Outside of that, Send Help and Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie were both amazing, but y'all already know that. Well, you were watching.
Damn, you were watching
That
these
sounds
February.
so
That's a
fun.
lot. That's
what a
that's a
fun
really
way to
cute idea.
celebrate.
Yeah, great idea. Anthony Alex Hager Martin said, my favorite first time watch was The Princess Bride. Shout out to the pod for the episode. It influenced me to watch it. Perfect movie.
Yay.
Oh, yay. Oh, it's so good.
It's really
So
good.
Ever since we watched it for the pod, I've been thinking about it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
It's so good.
I feel like
man.
it's coming up a lot right now.
It's just
Yeah.
so good.
Mm-hmm. Julia says, watched Brown Sugar after seeing Claira log it on Letterboxd. It was so romantic. I was crying like a baby by the end. Yeah,
Aw.
everyone should watch Brown
Nice.
Sugar. It's so romantic. It's very good.
Amy Tang says, sorry. That wasn't me not responding. That was me forgetting it was my turn. Amy Tang says, are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. Was so sweet. I found myself loving that more than I thought I would. And I really enjoyed Harry Melling in Pillion.
Mm.
Wow. Good
Oh, wow,
selections.
yeah.
Neo Teabagger.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a great username, Neo. Favorite watches of February were Redline and Arco. Heard Redline might scratch the itch of a speed racer, and it kind of did. Not as good, though, and Arco is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's speed racer coded.
Yeah, it's very much so. Skyla62002 says Best in Show, Paper Moon, Moulin Rouge, The Watermelon Woman, Malcolm X, 1001, and Paris is Burning.
Damn.
Incredible
You
spread.
ate in February. That's
I
crazy.
love that the end
Are
of
you
that too.
okay?
It's looking like a Black History Month celebration there, and that's
Very
awesome.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yay!
Wow. Very nice. Danny Bay says, finally watched The Village. You guys were right. It rocks and it's so romantic. The porch scene with the hands shaking emojis. Yeah, the porch scene, man.
Hmm.
Village haters, you will never be heard on this podcast because we
Never.
love the Village.
Not
Yeah.
listening.
Let's see here. I want to read. There's so many good ones. I'll read. Josh Draper Morgan said, favorite first film watch of Feb was Jackie Brown. Not his best, but still no one does it quite like Tarantino. Feet shot 6 minutes in, crying laugh emoji. Side note, I don't know if you know, saw the BAFTAs, but Robert Aramayo beat the big dogs and won Best Actor. Which
Yeah, he did.
we definitely saw that at
We
the
did
BAFTAs.
see that. We did see
Yeah.
that happen.
Definitely happened.
Yes.
Jackie Brown is my favorite Tarantino movie.
Oh,
It's
do
up
think
there for
I
me
do
as
think
well.
it's
I still have
best,
to see that.
I think it's
So
really
good.
good.
Caroline Delegati says, "Good luck, have fun, don't die," and "Punch Drunk Love."
Oh, those
lovely
are two very
shouts.
different movies.
Yeah,
They are. River Ross says, "I think for this answer, I simply have no other choice."
Whoa.
Electrifying transitions and the oven mitt scene was absolute cinema. That was like one of my favorite scenes of last year.
It
The
was
oven
so
mitt
good.
scene. It was so
Yeah.
good.
Dropout Jacob said, "Fantastic Planet. The animation's incredible, but the score was absolutely stellar.
Yeah.
I was shocked by how many hip hop songs I found that sampled the movie score."
Yes,
Oh,
that's true.
interesting.
It's really cool.
Love Fantastic
movie.
Planet.
Fantastic
Yeah.
Planet's really good. Wawa Goth says, "Married to the Mob" and "Blackberry."
Oh, Blackberry, Matt
Blackberry
Johnson
rocks.
homework.
There was a lot of Blackberry mentions. I think people were doing their homework.
Yes, they were.
Wow. Cat Spreckly 8 says, "Oh brother, where art thou and your monster? Been on my watch list for forever. I dig."
Yay.
I think about Your Monster a lot.
Because it's
Yeah,
good.
it's
That's
good.
why.
Yeah, it is good.
Mhm.
Love
is
it.
good.
Let's see. Alyssa said, "My favorite new release watch from February was Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. I haven't laughed so hard in the movie theater in such a long time. I've been telling all my friends to go see it if they can. Another favorite first time watch for me was I Love You, Philip Morris. That movie killed me."
Oh,
Oh,
heard of that.
Good to know.
yeah, that's good. Carson Handy says, "Boys in the Hood shook my world," and the single tear emoji.
yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
beautiful movie.
Is that out yet on Criterion? Not yet. Soon?
No, I don't think it's out yet. I think it'll
soon?
be
The next
maybe
Probably
next
soon.
month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. CL715 says either Rear Window or Magic Mike XXL, both so insanely peak. That's the funniest like two movies to say they're both peak. But Magic Mike XXL is a great movie.
It's so good. I love it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Fern Miguel 6458 says, "Saludos from Puerto Rico. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
My fave new watch of February was Send Help. I appreciate the podcast as I went alone and had no one to discuss it with, and coincidentally stumbled upon your video, and it felt like I finally had someone to talk about it with. Been subscribed ever since." Whoa!
Oh my god.
That means a
We all know
lot.
that feeling.
Yeah, it means a lot. Hope you
Welcome.
enjoy the rest of the
How'd you like
pods. Oscar is coming up.
Yeah, delighted to have
Yeah.
you here.
Exciting.
Alex Cameron says, "The Netflix series Samuel legitimately changed my life. Has a 4.6 out of 5 on Letterboxd too."
Samuel?
Samuel.
Who is
Huh.
that man?
Who is Samuel?
Which Samuel is it?
I'm
What is
looking.
it? 4.6?
I'm trying to find it.
crazy.
Oh, it's an animated coming of age series on Netflix.
Oh,
very
it's a
cool.
That looks cool.
series. Okay.
Good to know. Good to know.
Very good to know. Let's see. Matt today says, "Blue Moon. I know I'm aging when I now realize Linklater has become my favorite director over Nolan." Ooh. What is
I've
it?
heard that
Linklater like
before.
for unks?
Old guy cinema.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, I think there is an appreciation with Linklater that comes with age.
Mhm.
A lot of his movies are, not all of them, but a lot of them are about like
They're very
age.
contemplative. Yeah.
They're contemplative,
Yeah, like
dialogue heavy,
nostalgic.
Mhm.
nostalgic. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there is an appreciation that you have for him as you get a little bit older.
Yeah, I agree.
Blue Moon, man, I love that movie.
That was a great movie.
It's
I love
good.
it.
Mm.
Cecilia Verse said, "I'm a tad bit embarrassed to admit this. Don't ever be
Don't
embarrassed.
embarrassed.
That I watched Shawshank Redemption for the first time, and it definitely won't be the last."
Wow.
While watching it, all I would say to myself was absolute cinema. Martin Scorsese meme. And it put "Send Help, if you know, you know" was also a great February treat. Oh, Linda Little, the woman you are.
Yay.
Nice.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
dude, Shawshank.
Great movie.
What a movie.
I gotta rewatch
God.
it.
It's so good.
It just feels like, those movies that just you feel like you'll never get them again.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of movie.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
movie.
I agree. Haley here says, "Watched and loved After Hours for the first time in February, RIP Catherine O'Hara. And since I was able to log it on Letterboxd, I'll also shout out The Muppet Show, the 2026 version.
Oh.
Let the Muppets put on their show because it just might save the world." Haley, I agree.
Wow. Joe, have you watched it?
The new show?
The new one?
No.
Guys, it's 30
Oh,
minutes.
I haven't either.
30
It's just 30 minutes.
30
I
minutes.
did start shrinking.
Shrinking's
Oh, okay.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Really? I thought it was like not that good, but I've only watched the first 2 episodes.
Oh,
and
I've heard,
apparently
like-
it gets better.
Yeah,
I
I've
think it
heard
gets
good
better.
things.
I've only caught episodes in passing, but I like what I've seen. I also really like the intro song.
Mm,
Like the
Oh, yeah.
credits. I think it's fun.
The credits are
Cool.
fun. Jason
Yeah.
Segel's good in it. He's fun.
yeah.
Let's see. DJ Cup says favorite watches were the heavy and well-made Alabama Solution and Pretty Woman.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Alabama Solution that's one of the nominated documentaries for the
Mhm.
Oscars. Very
Really
important.
good one.
Everyone
Very
should
well
watch
made.
that.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
Netflix, I believe.
No, HBO.
Or HBO Max.
Yeah,
It's on
HBO
streaming.
Max. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's streaming. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Hard watch, but it's good.
Yes.
I want to shout out Mike Ewan said, Simon Birch. Thanks, Joe. Never would have found this. Put baseball emoji, skull and crossbones emoji.
Is that the one with the woman
Yes.
who dies in the bus?
Yeah.
Yes, this is one about
The
the
baseball.
kid who kills his best friend's mom with
Right.
the baseball.
That he
Yeah.
also
On accident.
loved.
That he also loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wild movie. Wild movie.
Oh my god, okay. Discoda says fave new release was Crime 101. Fave new watch was Wild at Heart. Lynch
Ooh.
was special, man. He
Yes.
was. And
Wow.
Crime 101 was really good.
Fun movie.
Yeah.
I still gotta catch it.
Oh, you
I
should.
bet I'll
That's a-
like it.
Great
Mhm.
plane movie.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Good
good to
kick
know.
ass there.
Good to know. Let James cook. Let's see if he does.
Let him cook.
Let him cook now. It says managed to catch the chronology of water and was not disappointed. Loved
Oh.
Shiva Baby.
Oh.
He did,
Yeah,
he did indeed
he
cook
did
them.
cook.
Yeah,
He
good
did.
cooking.
Let's see here. Pamela JPEG said, recently got into hockey. I wonder why. As a result, watched Mighty Ducks 2 in February. Loved it.
Oh, that's
Not what I
awesome.
thought you were gonna say.
That's so funny.
Hey, D2 Mighty Ducks is the best Mighty Ducks movie, and that is, I don't think, crazy
yeah?
opinion. Yeah.
Okay.
There is another hockey movie that just came out recently called Youngblood that I want to check out because apparently it's hockey coded and I
Cool.
am missing Heated Rivalry.
Yes. Yeah.
Sawyer Reish says The Departed. IDK, why it took me so long to see it. That's okay.
Again,
Yeah.
don't be embarrassed.
Don't
There's so
feel
many
bad.
movies I haven't seen.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mooney's Mel says The Conjuring could never watch due to my sis's tall phobia. Hope she doesn't see. Do you mean hope she doesn't see the movie or hope she doesn't see that you watched it?
That's what I was wondering when I wrote it down. I was like, which one is it?
That's funny. That's funny.
That's awesome.
Let's see. I want to read. Grace Sullentrup said, I love you, man. Siegel and Rudd have off the charts chemistry. Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do.
That's a good shout. Miles J. Hartman says, Clear Cut from 1991. I appreciated the respectful portrayal and sinister tone throughout. Clear Cut
Oh.
is so
Very
good.
nice.
What's the one we
Rip
watched
Graham
that wasn't good? It's like Cut Clear or Cut Water. It's an A24 movie.
Oh, I know.
Ooh.
Is that the one with Liam Hemsworth?
Yeah, with Liam Hemsworth in it.
Cut Bank.
Cut
You're
Bank.
thinking of Cut
Bank.
I
Bank.
think of Cut Bank.
Cut Bank is not great. Clear Cut
Is
is
great.
amazing.
Okay, okay.
Like I would argue like a major must watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
That's okay.
Whose turn?
I just did
okay.
that.
I'm going. Mud Nelson says, pretty crappy month for me, but
Aw.
Le Cercle
Mhm.
Rouge and Crazy Stupid Love stood out.
Oh,
Those are 2 great picks.
Those are
Actually, I
2
haven't
good
seen
picks.
Le Cercle Rouge, but everyone always says it's great.
Mm.
Morgan Rolke. Morgan Rolke? Morgan Roe Elke.
Wow.
Okay.
Morgan Roe Elk said the Mitchells versus the Machines. Rah!
Oh,
Thanks for the
nice.
wreck. Red heart emoji. Yeah.
Good shout.
Love that movie.
Good movie. Ananda Reviews says Cane River was filmed in 1982 and was considered lost media for decades. Cane River's really cool.
Wow.
I'm glad people are watching that because I think it is just such a like really unique viewing experience.
Cool.
That's very cool. Eddie Chambers says, I know Joe will appreciate this. I watched A Knight's Tale for the first time. Safe to say I'm obsessed. Heath Ledger and Paul Bettany are out of this world good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love that movie.
Great movie.
My turn, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sanchez O'Halvo said, first time watch, I got 2. The Voice of Henry Job was amazing, so underrated. My favorite international film of the nominees. Amazed by the end of the film, Warner that mixed real footage and dramatization. Also, very different vibe. Watch Gaspar Noé's Climax.
Oh my God.
Being super fun and sexy and excessive, and then it became a nightmare. I'm still reeling. Not for everyone, but definitely a unique experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2/3 of this podcast loves Climax.
That is correct.
I hate it.
Thank you for verbalizing.
But it is. It's like I get why people love it.
Man, it's so good. Fancast United says, mine was surprisingly Roofman, the best performance I've seen from Channing Tatum. Ooh,
Oh my God.
Oh,
Yay.
Roofman's fun.
I like that.
It is fun.
It's a good
he's
movie.
He was like born for that.
Yeah, he was so good in it.
Cypher AJJ says Black Christmas. I had to sleep with the light on at my big age with the sobbing emoji.
Ooh.
It is a
scary
really
movie, man.
creepy film. Yeah.
Yeah,
Man, what a
it is.
masterpiece that is.
Mm.
Jared00 said Brokeback Mountain, finally got around to watching it by thrifting a DVD. 5 stars. Beans emoji, cowboy emoji.
Oh my God.
Cowboy emoji. Not the beans
Nice.
emoji.
I
know,
was
not
like,
the
that's so
beans.
awesome. Color Me Gracie says, come see me in the good light. And then it's the crying emoji twice. Are you crying because of love? That's a quote. Are you kidding me? Yeah, it's a very emotional watch.
I cried a lot.
Aw.
Blake Gam says, finally saw The Life of Chuck. Outstanding. Wish it got more love with the broken heart emoji.
Aw.
It did
I
not.
do feel bad for The Life of Chuck.
I know.
I
It just came and
know.
went really
That's
quick.
too
Yeah.
J-Lo Parachute said, Singing in the Rain was life-changing. How does this exist?
Yeah.
It's a miracle of a movie.
Yeah. Reese Hope says Batman from 1966. Flatmate put it on for everyone late at night, and it was so funny.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
1966? Wow, the old one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, last round.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Manthers says brown sugar. If Beale Street could talk and Just Another Girl on the IRT. Black cinema, let's fucking go.
Yo,
Very
let's
cool.
go. Those are all
Nice.
really good movies.
Oracle Kitty said, Small Soldiers 1998, Gorgonites rule. Wow.
There's someone who comments on like a lot of my YouTube videos like, hey Sydney, great video. Just wondering, have you seen the movie Small Soldiers? Like I've said it multiple times and I haven't. And
Oh,
maybe
it's
I
fun.
should watch it.
Tommy Lee Jones voices
Yeah.
Chip Hazard,
Oh.
who is the main villain. Is a toy.
Mhm.
Young Kirsten Dunst. Very funny movie.
Wow.
Makes
Loved
me
it when
think
I was a
of Chibi Robo. You guys play
Yes.
Chibi Robo?
Yeah. You
With the
talked
little
about
toy
Chibi Robo.
soldiers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good, great game.
All right, Claire, last one.
Okay. Sino the Fish says, my favorite first time viewing of February was hands down, it was just an accident. I'm
yeah.
dumbfounded how this movie isn't talked about more this award season for its acting alone. Genuinely beautiful film. This year, I've been trying to get into more foreign media, which is funny because my top 3 for the year in general are now all in this category, with Wages of Fear and Taste of Cherry alongside. It was just an accident.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm
That's
glad you liked it
amazing.
that much.
Yeah, it's
I love it dearly.
phenomenal film.
Yeah. F1, Stolen Valor for Best Picture.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Truly.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for all the answers. We had a ton of them, but there was a very clear winner here. And that winner, with 58 mentions, was Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie.
Woohoo.
Next was Pillion, Send Help, Voice of Henry Job, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, Hamnet, Bone Temple, Arco, Blackberry, Marty Supreme, and Train Dreams round out the most
Wow.
mentioned movies.
I think you should point out the actual exact drop from Nirvana to Pillion.
Nirvana, the show, the band, the movie, 58 mentions. Pillion, 17. Pretty big
Wild.
drop off. Pretty big drop
I still
off.
haven't seen it.
Oh, that's
sick.
crazy.
You gotta go see it. It's really good.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, and that wraps up the Q&A and officially the episode. Remember, next week's Q&A is simply what is your favorite and what do you think is the most underrated Pixar project? Let us know on YouTube, Spotify, or Instagram story. And that's it. Next week on Monday, maybe even Sunday late at night, we will have our episode on the 2026 Oscars recap and reaction. We're going to be at South by Southwest, but we are making it a point to pause from the festivities and film this episode and get it out to you ASAP Rocky. So that's the plan. It's going to be an interesting night.
Yeah.
We made our predictions already. That episode came out on Friday. If you're looking for that episode, it's already out on the public side. Check out the Patreon for exclusive episodes. We have an episode on Thunderbolts coming out and some other fun stuff in the month. That's it. All right, we're done. We
Yay.
hope everyone has a wonderful day, night, weekend, and we'll see you guys next time.
Goodbye, listeners.
Bye bye.